Good morning, happy Sunday to everyone. This is a little video about how I've been keeping my koi and how I've been keeping them in good health to sell to you guys. So I just thought I'd bring this up, and I really wasn't sure whether to talk about this one, not even totally honest, because I thought, what if people see it as bad practice? What if people don't really understand what I'm saying and why I'm doing it? So I asked Dr. Paula Reynolds. I've had a lot to do with it recently. I've been asking a lot of questions and my practice and practice moving forward as I'm growing in a bigger company and stuff like that. And the way this is growing really, really good, and it's growing faster than I ever expected it to. So I've been speaking to Paula Reynolds, and I asked her a couple of things about what I've been doing, and I see what she thought about it. And to my delight, she agreed. She thought it was a great idea, it was good practice, and I should continue. So I'm going to show you exactly what it was I'm talking about. So there's two products I use when fish first arrive. Now, brand, in my opinion, doesn't really matter, depending on the brand you use. Like, as long as you're not using the cheap off-the-shelf stuff and when I say off-the-shelf stuff, I'm talking about the cheap stuff that's in every pet shop, not necessarily every koi dealer. There's a difference there. So there's two products that I use for every new batch of fish, regardless where they come from, which I've only got one supplier, but regardless where they come from, I do this. And I asked Paula Reynolds, and she agreed it was good practice. First one, chloramine T for 5 days to the higher dose for parasitic treatments. So this chloramine T is antibacterial and anti-parasite. Sometimes when you get batches of fish and you scrape them, I always scrape fish regularly, but you don't always see if there's parasites there. And this can be because they've just gone through a big stress event, so there could literally just been a tiny bit of Costio, a tiny bit of Childrenella, Trichodynia, etc. This also treats for flukes. Not a lot of treatments do. It's got to be a high enough dose, but it does. Chloramine T, I swear by the stuff. I love the stuff. And so the Paula Reynolds. So that was good to know. So yeah, I treat this for 5 days to the higher dose of parasitic treatment across the board with every single batch of fish. That's the first one. Second one is, I only discovered this. Well, I knew about clay for a long time, but I've never used it really up until I had a little bit of poor water conditions in one of the pond, and I could tell that none of these was for sale as well, by the way, but I could tell that the fish we're just looking a little bit down, you know, and you look and you think they're just looking a little bit weaker, and the fins aren't looking too good. So I started using Mediclay. Again, and I'm telling you from experience, I have literally watched this and I wish I would have videoed it all, which I didn't. I started using Mediclay and the fish look amazing. This again is the NT Labs one, but you got the Bactol Plus ones and stuff like that, which again I think are really good. But this I will swear by, and from now on, this is now practice that I use on all the ponds and all the new fish. Them two products, chloramine T and Mediclay, happen to both be NT Labs in this case. And to be honest, I will probably stick with the NT Labs in this case, unless I've used another product, and I really like that too. But it works, they're really good. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing with every new batch of fish, is 5 days of chloramine T and Mediclay, straight off the bat, and the fish look absolutely amazing. No parasite problems, no bacterial problems. Bacteria is one of them things that people get really misunderstood with, especially in the YouTube world. It's so confusing. You can have a minor bacteria. A bacteria can appear, you can get rid of it with stuff like chloramine T. The problems when the blood bacteria and stuff like that starts, you will not get rid of them with like chloramine T. Thank God I've never suffered them issues, and never had them, never gonna have them, hopefully. And that's all down to observing and watching and making sure you get your fish from good sources, and I'll stand behind that again and again. Get your fish from good places, quarantine them right, you will have no problems. But yeah, I swear by them two products. I'm going to stick with them. And I would say I wasn't going to do this video. I was a little bit unsure, thinking, do I sort of give away my little bit of treatments? Do I open myself up for other people to say they're the wrong things to use? But as I said, after speaking to Dr. Paula Reynolds, Lincolnshire Fish Health, And I know a lot of people spout her name around a lot, but she is really good, and she's very willing to have conversations with you, in-depth conversations as well. Yeah, she swears that my practice of using these products is really good. I should continue to do so. Didn't find any problems in it, and she actually gave me a pat on the back, if I'm totally honest, and said she wished she spoke to more koi dealers who took as much care as I did. So that was her words, which was very, very nice of her to say so. And yeah. So anyway, I don't want to babble on. We've been 5.5 minutes. I do this for my own benefit. So when I'm selling fish to you, you know that you're getting good fish. The fish are clean, the fish come from good sources, the fish are high quality. The other thing with buying koi, someone mentioned this the other day, sent me a picture, went, this place is selling these koi, very, very cheap, very cheap Japanese koi. Said Japanese koi, didn't say the farm. I will always specify the farm where they come from. There's a reason for that. The reason is, like everywhere else in this world, you can buy high-end stuff and you can buy low-end stuff. Just because it comes from Japan doesn't mean it's high-end. They could have been some moody backstreet breeder in Japan. It doesn't mean they're the top quality Japanese koi. It means they could be covered in problems, parasite, bacterial issues and whatever else. Of course it does. This word Japanese instantly makes people go, well, the Japanese koi, they've got to be the best. No, that's wrong. I will always list the names: Momotaro, Sakai, Dainichi, Hoshikan, Marasei. I will always tell you where these fish come from, and the reason for that is because they're renowned koi farms who've earned their crust, they've earned the name, people know them, people respect them, and yet again, year on year, they get bigger, they win trophies, more and more fish come into the country, they breed more and more fish, and they just keep getting better. That's the point. Don't just listen to Japanese koi and believe that's the right way to go. It's really not. You know, you'd be better off buying English koi than just buying some moody cheap Japanese koi like that. You need to buy from the proper farms, the proper dealers. It is important. There's a lot of problems online, a lot of bacterial issues. Quarantine your fish, massively stand behind it. Everyone, as soon as you buy a fish from a dealer, you should take that on your own chin at that point and quarantine that fish. If you decide to put it straight in your pond and you have a problem, in my opinion, you could have caused that problem. And I know that might sound harsh and people might not like it, but you really should quarantine your fish, and then introduce naive fish or fish that you've already owned into the quarantine rather than your fish straight into the pond. That's another thing where people get confused. They just put the fish, well, it's been in quarantine for 4 weeks now, so it's fine to go in the pond. No, take 1 or 2 of your smaller fish out of the pond, put them in the quarantine, give them another few weeks, see what comes out there. But anyway, that wasn't what this is about. This is about what I use. I use chloramine C and I use Mediclay on every single batch of fish that come in, and nothing gets sold until they are pristine. And I just thought I'd share that with everyone. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe if you're not already.